This is the DJI Mini 2, as featured on this channel an absolute number of times, and I think this is going to be the best all-round DJI solution, especially with all the new drone laws and everything else coming into play at the start of the year, which of course, just to let you know that obviously if you are in the UK, you do now have to register and get a flyer ID, even if you're flying something which is sub 249 grams. However, there's a problem, okay? Now, I am going to re-mention the problem with the gimbal on the Mini 2 and to question whether this drone is actually really fit for purpose at this moment in time. Now, that might seem quite scathing, but at the end of the day, most people are aware that there is a gimbal dip issue or a horizontal issue with the gimbal. However, this has been explained away by quite a few YouTubers to say it is down to the extra tilt angle that this drone is physically capable of when fighting wind, and that is absolutely plausible. I understand that. I understand why people say that that's a problem and why that is the actual solution, and you know, you just need to fly it slightly differently. However, unfortunately, as much as a lot of you guys will be so excited to get your Mini 2 out the box underneath the Christmas tree and get it started and get it flying, and even though obviously DJI's wind resistance on the Mini 2 has been upgraded from level 4 on the Mini 1, or MAVIC Mini if you wish, to level 5 on the Mini 2, and even though I have proven time and time again that this drone does perform fantastic in winds, there is a problem. And I'm going to show you and prove beyond any reasonable doubt that this is not down to extra bank angle or extra tilt angle of the drone when it's fighting winds. So let's get started with that video and I'll show you why. So this footage is from a previous flight that I did. Like I say, if you haven't checked that video out, go please do so. So what you're going to see in a moment is we're going to pop this into sport mode. Now, once I pop that into sport mode, you will see any second. Now, there you go. So we've got that gimbal drop. Now, that is absolutely not a problem for me because I understand that sticking it into sport mode, you're going to get that. Now, obviously, it's going to be, you're going to get a sudden increase in speed. And again, as I've just said, I've got no problem with that whatsoever. None at all. However, obviously, you're going to see more of it. Now, I'd just like to point out at this point that the wind wasn't really that bad. We're sort of talking gusts up to 28 miles per hour, which is well within this drone's limitations. And as you can see on screen, the drone is performing absolutely fine. However, this is some of the issues that this drone has. Ready? There you go. Now, this is what was strange. So what you can see on screen is the actual wind was coming from the other direction, okay? So it shouldn't really have blown the gimbal the way that it did. But it did. You know, all the information's on there. And as you can see, I was turning the drone, not yawing, but obviously, as you can see, right stick. And I wasn't moving in the opposite direction. So it's not like the gimbal or the drone was tilting that direction. So what you're going to see now is, again, you're going to see me flying along. Now, as you can see, the drone is clearly banking because the horizon isn't straight. But suddenly, what do we get? A random tilt to the other side and then back again. It's bizarre. And as you can see, you know, at no point did I let go of that control stick. So I was just flying normally. And this is in normal mode. This isn't even in sport mode. And again, I must stress that the wind was coming from basically from side on. So for it to tilt the way that it did is absolutely bizarre. Same thing again. You're going to see something again now. There we go, ready? Look at that gimbal lag. Now, bearing in mind, I am actually facing into the wind. So, again, pretty much facing into the wind. So, fair enough on that one. But literally, the gimbal struggled. And this is, of course, not a screen recording, so it's not lag. This is camera view. You know, this is what the film is, the drone is actually recording in real time. Now, this, again, I don't mind so much. you know, because we are heading straight into the wind. So yet again, that was a gimbal drop. Absolutely really don't mind that. You know, we are fighting the wind, heading into it. Yeah, I understand the gust can knock the gimbal down, but this is unacceptable. There you go, you see? Now, if you look, I am heading directly into the wind at this point. I've chosen to show the maps. So, realistically, that shouldn't happen. And once again, you're going to get one more. So, the wind is blowing me to the other direction. Yet, for some reason, the gimbal decides to tilt in the complete opposite direction. So, yeah, I think that is absolutely unacceptable. So, I think we'll end the video there. We've certainly seen enough. So there you go. Does that not physically prove that there is inherent fault with this drone, and especially the gimbal? Now, bearing in mind, I do understand, so, you know, fair enough, a lot of people, I appreciate this, probably is going to get a ton of thumbs down, and you're all going to blame me, and you're going to say, oh, it's all been explained away. No, it hasn't. Because at the end of the day, if I'm yawing at one side, and, you know, if I'm deciding to go one direction, all right, level, and obviously the drone can't keep up, so it tilts, that's fine. Okay, I've got no problem with that. You know, if this drone is capable of extra bank angle, you know, to fight the wind, that's fine. But then why is the gimbal then suddenly jumping in the complete opposite direction? It doesn't make sense. You know, it's absolutely bizarre. And as I've proven, and I've shown the wind maps on this video as well, just to prove that at sometimes when it was doing it, the wind was blowing the complete opposite direction. It's not like the wind is about to start blowing the drone in the opposite direction or anything like that. That wasn't the case. And you can see at the end of the day, at one point, the horizon's like this. Okay, I'm covering my face there. But the horizon is obviously like this. Then suddenly you get a sharp, you know, jump to the other direction. Yet my controls, as you can see, you can pause it at any point and have a look, never change. And obviously then the sudden movement backwards. You know, it just seems that this gimbal does have an inherent issue, unfortunately. And like I say, I appreciate other YouTubers have taken time to explain it and say that it's down to the extra bank angle. My video doesn't show that. You know, it really doesn't show that at all. You know, at the end of the day, if it's banking one way, you know, and it reaches its max tilt or can't bank enough, fine. But why is it going the other way? It doesn't make sense. Anyway, sorry for that rant. DJI, you really need to sort this out. I appreciate this isn't going to be that popular, and I understand that many people might not have experienced this, but I have, and there are other examples of it on the internet, and it's driving me nuts. I mean, at the end of the day, that was supposed to be a cinematic flight. Now, like I say, all kudos to the Mini 2. It does handle the wind absolutely fine. It's more than capable. But this issue with the gimbal really needs to be sorted, and even though we've had a couple of firmware updates now, it doesn't seem to be any better. So DJI, obviously, you really need to look at that. I just try to provide honest reviews and advice on these things. Obviously, like I keep repeating in my previous videos, I am a consumer as well. I'm not paid by DJI or I'm not sponsored. I buy this because I want to also film footage. And when I'm trying to film, you know, a nice solar farm, and I physically have to return back because the gimbal movements are that erratic, I can't get any really stable footage. It's not ideal. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video, and hopefully, yeah, you're interested in checking out my other videos. This is not a bashing of the Mini 2. At the end of the day, it's a fantastic drone and more than capable, but this is certainly an issue, and I do think it needs to be resolved. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It really is appreciated, and see you again soon.